You know the name, you've played the game, but what if I told you the man behind Madden didn't just change football once? He did it 3 times. John Madden. Forget your standard biographies. This isn't a gentle stroll through a career. A 3-act legend that transformed football from a Sunday ritual into a multi-generational, multimedia obsession.
And I think you just have to, whatever you are who you are, and you just let it go. Just don't worry about the horse being blind, just load the wagon.
Every hero has a tough beginning, and John Madden was no different. He was a big, strong player from Cal Poly with a huge dream to play pro football in the NFL. In 1958, the Philadelphia Eagles picked him in the 21st round. That wasn't high at all, but John had heart. He was ready to chase his dream with everything he had. But then, something terrible happened. Before he even played one real NFL game, John got a serious knee injury in his first training camp. Just like that, his dream of playing was over. Most people would have given up, but not John Madden. His love for football was too strong to die. Instead of quitting, he found a new path. He started learning the game from the sidelines. In 1960, he became a coach at a small school named Allen Hancock College. Later, he moved up to San Diego State, where he led the defense. John wasn't just watching football. He was studying it like a puzzle. He wanted to understand every move, every trick, every detail. And then, in 1967, his big break came. Al Davis, the owner of the Oakland Raiders, saw something special in John and hired him as a coach. At just 32 years old, in 1969, John Madden became the Raiders' head coach, the youngest in the league. He wasn't calm or quiet on the field. He shouted, jumped, waved his arms, and felt every second of the game. He was full of energy and heart, and his players loved it, and they played like it too. Under Coach Madden, the Raiders became one of the best teams in the league. In just 10 years, he led them to 7 AFC championship games. That's not luck. That's greatness. His teams played rough, smart, and fearless. Other teams may not have liked the Raiders, but they always respected them. Then came the biggest moment of all. Super Bowl 11. On January 9, 1977, the Raiders crushed the Minnesota Vikings 32-14. John Madden had done it. He wasn't just a great coach anymore. He was a champion. He raised his arms, proud and loud, and the football world would never forget that day. But even legends get tired. At just 42 years old, Madden stepped away from coaching. He said he was burned out, and who could blame him? He gave everything to the game, but his coaching record, it was incredible. He won nearly 76% of his games, the best record ever for coaches with over 100 games. And here's something amazing. He never had a losing season, not once. What made him so good? He kept things simple. He trusted his players. He spoke clearly. And most of all, he respected the game. His team played hard for him because they knew he believed in them. He wasn't just a coach. He was a leader who turned one big heartbreak into something truly legendary. But was John Madden done with football? Not even close. His next chapter would make him even more famous, this time off the field.
There's a pigeon on the field. How did he get in there? Well, he wanted to get down there. He couldn't get a seat. He tried to get up above, and there was no place.
When John Madden hung up his coaching whistle, the NFL didn't lose him. Instead, his influence was about to explode into a new dimension. The sideline savant was about to become the voice of a generation, transforming the way football was consumed, understood, and celebrated. If his coaching career was a masterclass in leadership, his broadcasting career was a revolution in sports commentary. He joined CBS in 1979, and it was immediately clear this wasn't your typical ex-jock analysis. This was something vibrant, something alive. Madden didn't just talk about football. He experienced it right there in the booth, and he took millions along for the ride. His energy was infectious, a jolt of pure enthusiasm that crackled through television sets across America. He later graced the airwaves for Fox, ABC, and NBC, becoming a fixture, a comforting, exhilarating presence on Sunday afternoons and Monday nights. What made him special? Honestly, everything. It was the way he shouted, "Boom!" right when a huge hit happened on a field. It wasn't fake. It was real excitement for the rough, tough side of football. He also loved saying things like whap or doink, funny sounds that help people at home really feel the action.
Okay, so there's this guy.
And boom, the ball's there. Boom, we cross him. Boom. You know, like they do in wrestling. Boom, boom, right there. That's a wham block.
And then there was the telestrator. Wow, that thing. In John Madden's hand, it was like a magic pen. He didn't just draw circles around players. He showed people how football worked. His yellow lines and arrows made the plays come to life. He explained hard stuff in an easy way, turning trick plays into something anyone could understand. Watching him, you didn't just see football. You learned it, and it was fun. He didn't just talk. He taught. He could explain how a lineman moved his feet or how a defender turned his hips like he was letting you in on a secret. He also joked about weird things, like turducken during Thanksgiving games. He hated flying, so he traveled in his famous Madden cruiser. And through it all, you could feel how much he really cared about the game, the players, and the fans. He was the kind of guy who made you feel like he was your friend. Just a super smart friend who also happened to be a Hall of Fame coach.
Enjoying it up there, guys?
Now they're inside now, but inside isn't in the middle or on top. That's underneath, I think, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
I mean, if you look at that thing, yeah, I never figured, I couldn't, see, they're down in here, in this group here, I think.
They are. I hope they are.
I don't know why they didn't get up above or something. I don't know why they're underneath.
16 Emmy Awards for Outstanding Sports Analyst Personality. 16. That's not just success. That's utter domination of his craft. He connected with fans like no other commentator before or since because he was, at his core, one of them, albeit one with an encyclopedic football mind. He brought an unparalleled level of insight, but it was his booming voice, his unbridled joy, and his unique ability to make every viewer feel like they were right there with him, seeing what he saw, feeling what he felt, that cemented his place as a broadcast legend. He didn't just call games, he elevated them, turning each broadcast into an event. As if conquering the NFL sidelines and then the broadcast booth wasn't enough, John Madden was about to embark on his third legendary act, one that would embed his name, his philosophies, and his very essence into the fabric of football culture for generations to come. This was the creation of a digital dynasty. John Madden football, the late 1980s. Video games were evolving, but sports simulations often lacked depth, realism. Trip Hawkins, founder of Electronic Arts, had a vision, a truly authentic football video game, and he knew there was only one name that could lend it the credibility and the football soul it needed: John Madden. EA Sports approached Madden, not just for his name, but for his brain, his unparalleled football acumen. Madden, however, wasn't interested in some arcade knockoff. He wasn't going to slap his name on something that didn't feel like real football. His demands were revolutionary for the time. He insisted on realism. It had to be 11 on 11. Real playbooks, real strategy. He famously delayed the game's development until the technology could support his vision of authentic, strategic football. Many would have just taken the check. Madden took control. He poured his coaching knowledge into its digital DNA, working with developers, ensuring that the game reflected the complexities and nuances he knew so well. The first John Madden football launched in 1988 for the Apple II. It was revolutionary, and it was just the beginning. With each passing year, each new console generation, the game exploded. It became more than a game. It became a cultural touchstone, a billion-dollar franchise that transcended the world of gaming to become an integral part of football itself. For generations, Madden wasn't just a game. It was the way to learn football. Think about the impact. Young fans weren't just passively watching football. They were playing it, strategizing, calling audibles, learning formations, understanding defensive schemes, all through the immersive world Madden helped create. NFL players themselves started using it as a learning tool, a way to walk through plays, to understand their assignments. Coaches admitted to scouting digital versions of their opponents. It became a virtual proving ground, a digital playbook that was as influential as any leather-bound one. The Madden curse, the cover athletes, the arguments over player ratings, it all became part of the NFL lexicon. Madden's voice, his commentary, often recorded in marathon sessions, became synonymous with the digital gridiron experience. His familiar booms and insights echoing into countless digital stadiums. He didn't just lend his name to a product. He infused it with his football soul, ensuring that his commitment to authenticity and his love for the game were present in every pixel, every play call. He turned a video game into an educational juggernaut, a cultural phenomenon, and in doing so, completed his trifecta of football revolution. He didn't just put his name on a game, he made it the game. John Madden passed away in December 2021. But to say his legacy lives on feels like an understatement. His influence isn't a fading echo. It's a thundering, omnipresent roar that reverberates through every facet of modern football. He was a Hall of Fame coach who set records that may never be broken. He was a beloved, Emmy-laden broadcaster who changed the way America watched and understood its favorite sport. He was the heart and soul of a video game franchise that taught the intricacies of football to millions worldwide. Each one of those achievements, on its own, would be enough to secure a place in history. Together, they paint a portrait of a singular, transformative figure. Few people shape a sport. John Madden shaped football itself. He touched every level: the strategy on the field, the understanding in the living room, the interactive learning in the digital realm. His passion was the through line, an unquenchable fire that illuminated everything he did. He made the complex simple, the brutal beautiful, and the serious fun. He was a teacher, an entertainer, an innovator, and above all, an unparalleled ambassador for the game he loved with every fiber of his being. If you've ever called a play on Madden, watched Sunday football, or heard someone yell, "Boom!" you owe a little thanks to John Madden. Like, subscribe, and comment your favorite Madden memory.